751, Big 550 KTRS. Got a bid on that foursome. We're now at $400.
Oh.
So $400 for a foursome for June 9th, Normandy Golf Course. All the proceeds go to the Greater St. Louis Honor Flight as well as Focus Marines, two great organizations, part of the KTRS Golf Tournament. $400 and rising for the latest. 314-968. 314-969. KTRS, 314-969-KTRS, or 1-888-550-KTRS, or you can always check out the text line. The senator from Missouri, Senator Roy Blunt, joins us. Good morning, Senator. Thanks for joining us.
Morning. How are you this morning?
We're great. Lots to get to here this morning. The House health care bill now heads to your chamber. What do you like? What don't you like about that bill?
Well, what I don't like is what's happening now. And so, we have to do something. The individual marketplace has imploded. The costs are too high. The deductibles are too high. And so the current system has to be replaced. Probably the best thing about the House bill is they passed a bill. And now we have the chance to look at that, make whatever improvements the Senate thinks need to be made to give people more choices, more access to the kind of health care they want. And it's very likely at the end of that process, this will be just like your high school civics book, where the House passes a bill, the Senate passes a bill that's similar but not the same, and the two houses get together, and by then they know a lot about this issue and hopefully come up with a great improvement on where we are now to put on the president's desk.
Missouri rejected the Medicaid expansion money, and they don't have any state-run exchanges. So does Missouri opt out of anything? And here in Missouri, if you're getting health insurance on the Affordable Care Exchange, the federal exchange, does that change at all?
Well, I don't know what changes or what eventually is left to the states, but the states having more ownership here is, I think, a good thing, not a bad thing. Medicaid is the number one spending priority now in too many states, and to try to figure out how you can provide a better product and not just be responding to some national standards. If people had things like a medical home they could go to, if people were more engaged in their effort to stay healthy, which really Obamacare doesn't do much about that. It expanded Medicaid in some states is really about the only real increase in numbers of people that are insured that didn't used to be. And so what we've got to do is find a better place than we are right now. And hopefully there'll be a bill on the president's desk in the foreseeable future that will allow that to happen.
So you think the Senate will pick this up shortly and sort of dive into it, and you think by when it could be on the president's desk?
Well, I don't know by when it will be on the president's desk, but I do think it'll be the principal focus of the Senate for the next few weeks. And I know Republican senators are going to spend sometime virtually every day, every week, talking about this as a group where everybody will have a chance to be heard. And hopefully we'll move forward. But what we can't do, we have 115 counties in our state. 97 of them only have one provider. 30% of all the counties in America only have one insurance company that's willing to offer insurance on the individual market. 5 states only have one insurance company that's willing to be part of this. Supposedly was going to be a great competitive marketplace. It's not only the least competitive, but it's the most restrictive it could possibly be, where not only can you not buy across state lines, now you can't even buy across county lines. What a ridiculous thing to have come up with, and it's just not working.
Any chance of getting any Democratic support in the Senate on anything?
Well, I would hope so. At least one of the Democrats running for this year said last week that he might very well have to become part of a replacement, a repeal and replacement strategy, because what we have now is not working in his state. It's not working in our state. In eastern Tennessee, in Knoxville, a pretty good-sized city, in the 15 counties that surround it, not a single company is offering insurance on the individual market. And the current law doesn't provide what you do if you can't buy it. Nobody will offer to sell you insurance, but you have to pay a penalty because you don't have insurance. clearly this system hasn't worked, and anybody that thinks it doesn't need to be improved isn't involved in it.
Senator Roy Blunt with us for a couple more minutes. Your thoughts as you deal with the flooding from your vantage point. What are your thoughts?
Well, the flooding in our state appears to have crested most places. Some of our rivers come up a whole lot quicker than others, but even the rivers like the Mississippi and Missouri that come up slowly, we appear to be on the other side of that now. One of the things that I asked for more studies on a year ago was, what are we going to do about this closing problem we have with our interstate highway system in our state? There's money in the new appropriations bill to look specifically at that, and both with the Corps of Engineers and the Missouri Department of Transportation, we really, when you close I-44 or I-55 or I-70, you disrupt people's lives, and make it harder for them to get to the hospital, but you also disrupt all of interstate commerce. And so when we saw this happen in December of 17, I said we're going to have to do something differently. Of 15, we're going to have to do something differently about this, and I think we've got a commitment now to try to figure out what the solutions are to those problems.
Senator Blunt, what are you reading?
I just read Ed Henry wrote a book on Jackie Robinson and faith called 42 and Faith, and about his faith and Branch Rickey's and how that impacted the way they both conducted themselves when Jackie Robinson entered baseball. And of course, Branch Rickey has a particularly big Missouri connection.
Sure.
And, 42 is great. So I just finished that, and I'm reading a couple of other things as well.
Ed Henry, the reporter from Fox 2? Or Fox News?
The reporter.
From Fox. All right, yeah. All right, there you go. 42.
He's no McGraw-Milhaven, but he's a pretty good writer, as it turns out.
Senator Blunt, be good. Thanks for checking in. Travel safe.
Good to talk to both of you.
All right. 7:58, Big 550, KTRS. Let's check traffic.